In the book of life, the answers aren't in the back. Hey, how's it going? Thanks for joining me for another episode of Bitcoin and Coffee. I'll be your host, Eugene Forrest. So what are we looking at today with these crazy cryptocurrency markets? Look like a little bit of red, look like a little bit of pullback. Nothing that I'm stressing out about, though. I mean, we're well over that $200 billion market cap, so we're still seeing support. I mean, Bitcoin's still hanging out there at like the 6.4, 6.5 area where we've been seeing it lately. You know, if you look at technical analysis or whatever, we're still seeing that we have some more space in that triangle for consolidation. But, I mean, you never know what's going to happen with Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. This stuff is amazing, and it's brand new technology. All it takes is, you know, a really good piece of news or some crazy pump, and the whole market changes for a day or two right before we get back to these baselines. So what are we looking at today besides that? We have the wonderful Samantha over here in the chat.
Good morning, everyone.
So what are you thinking today, Samantha? How are you feeling? What do you got going on over there? You got a smile on your face. I can see it from here, so.
Not a bad day. It's my day off.
Oh, it's the day off. You can't beat those, right?
No.
You got any plans for today?
Not a lot. Just cleaning, cooking, binge watching things, you know.
Binge watching. Any show in particular?
No. I mean, I don't know. The Dragon Prince one. But I think
the cartoon from Netflix.
I like that one.
All right. Well, would you mind pulling up one of those wonderful screen share things so that we can look at that controversial coin market cap and see whatever kind of news they're telling us about these coins on price and, you know, I guess pop in and see what the traders are doing. All right. Thank you, Samantha. Oh, lo and behold, look at that cryptocurrency number 2003. I think I seen it pass over that number yesterday. So, I mean, we were pretty much spot on there. Very good job there, Samantha. We now have a super abundance of cryptocurrencies out there to dilute the market with. All right. So what do we got? $215 billion for market cap. BTC dominance is slipping backwards a little bit, coming in at 52%. Still not freaked out about it or anything like that. I don't know. I see that as pretty good that we're still not really hitting below 6.4, 6.3, stuff like that. But, you know, we know that the more you hit it, the more likely you are to break through it. I mean, I'm hearing a lot of people talk about a big price breakout in October and November. I still got my fingers crossed for the beginning of 2019, you know, but you can never tell what this cryptocurrency stuff's going to do. That's why you have to have those long-term plans, have those strong hands, and never invest more than you're willing to, you know, potentially gamble, I guess, on the future. All right, let's see. What do we got? Ethereum, $216. That's up a little bit, 0.21. Not really that big of a deal. We got XRapid pulling back a little bit, 52 cents. Wow, 52.5 cents. That's definitely been making some gains. They seem to be holding it, even though they're slipping backwards, 4.4% right now. We got Bitcoin Cash, $565. That's up 26% right now at the moment. I mean, what's happening here? Why is this price jumping up? I mean, the price really isn't all that good in comparison to the Bitcoin price. It had just gotten pretty low. But, I mean, considering that it's still within the top 5 here, seeing that kind of a gain, definitely news, something to talk about. Hey, there we go. EOS at $5.58. There's your 550 that you like it at, Samantha. That's up 2.9%. And let's see, what do we got? Stellar's here, 25 cents, coming in at a quarter. Nice, down 1.3%. Litecoin, $57.88. That's up 0.62. We got Cardano coming in at 8 cents even, down 1.09%. And let's head down here and take a look at Steam. See what we got going on here. And there we go. Steam getting closer to that dollar. Yes. 98 cents. That's up 6.5%. I mean, I always tell you guys to get on over there on Steam. There's also a few other social media platforms that you can follow me on that are starting to pay people in cryptocurrencies. Never a bad idea to hop on there. Facebook don't pay you anything. I mean, I still know everyone's on Twitter. I'm on there myself. So, I mean, Minds, doesn't hurt. We've been trying out the Tribe. That's been, I think I got 3 posts up on there, and I mean, I've been making, there's some coins on there, so that's cool. Thank you guys for coming over there and upvoting that and following me. All right, so I guess let's get back up here to the top. Let's take a look at our metrics. You know, I keep saying we're going to look at the mirror multiple, and we never seem to.
Yeah.
Steamback dollar.
Put the Steamback dollar in there.
99 cents, 99.6 cents. So pretty much real close to that dollar mark where it's supposed to be pegged to. I usually like to see it at $1 in tax. So anywhere between 3 and 6 cents. I don't know. I wouldn't go dumping a bunch of money in alts right now. You're using this as an indicator, but I'm not giving financial advice. I'm not here to help anybody trade. I'm here to teach people how to buy and hold cryptocurrencies long term. All right, let's see. What else we got going on here? Well, hey, look at this. Right, turkeys? We got 2 amazing donations on the 25th here. It came in after the show. It went ahead. It bumped us up quite a bit. We're coming in at $441. That's 73.6% of the way. With this, you know, bump up, Samantha, I told you guys have been pestering me about ordering these flyers off Vistaprint because she thinks that they're going to make a mistake. So, and you guys know me, I'm cheap. I didn't want to pay for any big shipping and handling. So we went ahead and we ordered the flyers last night. If you go look at the wallet, because I know everybody likes to snoop in on that kind of stuff, I made 2 transactions, one for $30 to test it out and make sure that everything was working properly. And then another one for $100. We ordered them. And amazingly enough, it doesn't actually show up here on the tally that I took the money out. So yeah, it doesn't mess up that you guys can see how much more it is to the goal and all of that kind of stuff. That was part of the point.
We weren't sure. That's why we moved the 31st. You're like, is it gonna like take it off? Is it gonna like what's it gonna do? Well, now we know it does nothing.
So we have 500 of these flyers coming, right? Yep. And we're looking at October 8th, 9th, 10th, something like that, as when we were supposed to be.
Standard.
Yeah, I didn't even pay the extra $1.
Dude, it was still like $13 or something for standard. We're just getting it there.
So if you guys got a couple dollars and you would like to help donate a little bit to our fund to get us to EDC, which is the Electric Daisy Carnival in Orlando at Tinker Field, it's going to be November 9th and 10th. We're looking to pass out those flyers you just seen there to people to be able to spread the word of Bitcoin to them, show them that there's alternatives to the US dollar and how they can just step out of fiat cash into this cryptocurrency, which rewards people for being able to hold their finances long term and the monetary sovereignty that comes with it, eliminating the banks and all of that kind of stuff. I mean, you can go on forever about cryptocurrency. That's part of why I have those QR codes, in order to be able to just give them the tools that they need. Because when it comes to cryptocurrency, there's a different aspect for it for everybody. Just as everybody is different, cryptocurrency can fit everybody's needs. It's like the puzzle piece that fits anywhere.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's enough of the begging. I hate doing that crap. But I love Bitcoin. So, I mean, it's a win-lose situation, I guess. All right. Let's go ahead. Let's pull up the screen so Samantha can see what we're doing. And let's pop out the chat so that we can go ahead and communicate with you guys. I'm real happy you guys could come out here, join me for a cup of coffee today, talk about a little bit of crypto, go over some of this news. I really appreciate you guys giving me the day off yesterday. It was nice to sleep in that extra hour. Oh, man, I hadn't had a good day sleeping in a while. It was nice.
It was nice. I was very happy with my extra hours.
I tell her we just have to, you get more sleep if you go to bed earlier. Like, it works that way, too. It doesn't have to necessarily be the sleeping in part to get the extra sleep.
Whatever.
All right. So what do we got going on with this cryptocurrency news today? Well, let me see. It looks like we're a little bit all over the place. I tried to pick out some of the news that was kind of, I don't know, better, more pertinent. A lot of people talking about price, still seeing a couple articles about the ETF stuff. I mean, hopefully we all have a good understanding of what's happening with all that ETF stuff, and that their denial was not necessarily any big thing. Even the people from it are coming out and saying it wasn't a big deal and they expected it. All right. So we're looking at North Korea here. I thought this article was kind of funny. I mean, I like to read between the lines a little bit and look at both sides of the coin and always take the opposite perspective of something to just see what's happening, keep my mind open, right? They're talking about North Korea. They're talking about the they got some critics, some Washington financial experts saying that North Korea not only is creating their own cryptocurrency, but they could potentially be using cryptocurrency to skirt U.S. sanctions. I mean, I love that it's horrible when they want to use it for something horrible, but then they go and say that, oh, well, you go ahead and buy drugs with it because we know everything that's happening on with it. So which one is it? Do you know everything that's happening with it, or are these countries using it to be able to skirt U.S. sanctions? Is this something that's not really a big deal, like you guys keep acting like it is and not putting regulations on it? Or is this really something that is a giant tool that can be used to like root you from your power? I don't know. I also, when I seen this, the other thing I thought was just like how they're always saying, you know, or they did say weapons of mass destruction's over there and used it as an excuse to enter the countries. I mean, I don't like politics. I don't want to get on board with all of that. But still, that kind of a concept that now they're saying, oh, well, they're using cryptocurrencies over there, so we have to start blocking out some of these cryptocurrencies because we can't allow them to be able to skirt U.S. sanctions, and use that as the reason. Not that the cryptocurrency is the problem, but that they have to stop the bad guys from doing what the bad guys are doing. And this is the tool. So we have to monitor the tool and, you know, take charge of this tool. Just like nuclear weapons, I guess, nuclear power. Everybody should be able to have nuclear power, but yet we don't allow, you know, some countries to have nuclear because we don't think that they're trustworthy. You know, that politics once again, but you know, these are controversial issues, and these are where facts can become distorted to lead, you know, the U.S. and other countries down a road. You know what I mean? They give these lies to make things seem like there's a valid reason for invading and attacking and adding more sanctions and punishing pretty much the people, because, you know, the leaders are never really suffering. I doubt, you know, the presidents of these third world countries that we add these sanctions on are eating bread and water. You know, they're still having steak and lobster.
We have JT Irby here. He says, good morning.
Nice. Thanks, buddy, for coming out here. I think I've seen that. Yeah, toothpicks to prop up your eyelids. That's some dedication, my man.
Right?
Dedication.
You. Try to get the ones with the little tassels, though, so that it's not like there's no pointy end. The decorative toothpick.
But that would be in your eyelid then. You wouldn't be able to see. You know, this red thing or whatever, or green, like right in front of your pupil.
Man. But then there's always one side that's pointy. So
no, you go all out and you order like the thing they show in the horror movies that hold your eye open and they're trying to put the stuff on the screen to brainwash you. Yeah, you get one of those.
Right? The little, eyelid guard things. Yes.
Right.
All right, we have the Fundy AU. He says good morning.
Morning, my man. From Australia even. Woo, nice. I appreciate it, buddy.
Tech Lords is here.
Always, my man. I know I can count on you.
Bitcoin Crypto News Education is here.
Nice. He has his own channel going over there. I'm sorry, I haven't gotten to watch a lot. I haven't really watched a lot of other YouTubers lately. I've been trying to keep busy. I don't know. I'm always trying to stay in motion and keep busy. I wish there was more hours in a day. I never seem to get enough done. But always go over and check out his channel. You know, he's a great guy over there. Definitely somebody to support.
He says it's been too long and then he missed all of us.
Oh.
Silent Lamb is here. He says morning. Paul Rouleau.
Morning, my man.
Good morning, Paul. And the Fundy AU says people should be used to denial. It is normal at this point. And minors of mass security when you were talking about North Korea-ness.
I mean, realistically, cryptocurrency is the way that these countries need to go. That's why you hear stuff like Iran wants to come up with their own cryptocurrency. This ideal of coming up with their own cryptocurrency, like the Petro or whatever, is not... Ooh, it's not really the right answer, but it's a step towards the right answer. You know, I mean... Maybe something like this, maybe it's going to be a stepping stone. Like I've said, you know, we're not just going to flip a light switch and go from fiat to crypto. Maybe there are going to be stages like this where countries have their own crypto, but then as their fiat cash isn't able to be manipulated as much in the crypto world, or at least there's a little bit of, you know, people being able to monitor it through coding, you'll see people being able to easily exit into Bitcoin or potentially other cryptocurrencies like the Litecoin and stuff like that. Dash, people feel passionate about Monero, and get it, you know what I mean, and become away from the values or the cryptocurrencies or the fiat dollars or whatever you want to call this stuff that you buy your bread, milk, and eggs with, you know, away from the countries, because the countries having that power and that value is what gives them their power to hold and illuminate all over us and tell us what we have to do and say, if you don't, come point guns in your face and lock you in a cage.
Sounds like such an awesome.
I mean, ask Wesley Snipes. He didn't pay his taxes. He got thrown in a cage.
Yeah, for like 5 years or something.
I mean, ask a bunch of, I mean, they put fathers in jail who don't pay their child support. I mean, you can go to jail.
And I think alimony is the same way. Like if you don't pay alimony to your spouse type deal, it's the same accumulated.
I mean, I thought they had done away a long time ago in England with debtors' prisons, but apparently America started bringing that back since so many people don't pay their bills.
JTRE says, I believe we have a sighting of Sam in a thumbnail the other day. Question marks. No, that would have been that. The only one that you did that wasn't anything was the Sarah. Sarah from the altcoin lady does that didn't show up.
Oh yeah,
he's saying a thumbnail. I'm definitely not in any of these thumbnails.
I already asked her if she'd let me cut her face out and put it on a thumbnail. She was like, "No, that's not happening. If I'm not going to come on camera, why am I going to let you do that?"
And he was like, "Oh, well, I could like really make it a small and like, you know, way different hair." And it was like, you could still see half my face, bro. No.
Yeah, no, I had made the thumbnail and I figured, forget, I'll throw it up there because I spent the time to make it anyways, and I didn't really want to go make another one just to replace for that episode, and it was a week in review.
Yeah, she had technical difficulties, so I like the superhero one, the next one, the Batman and Robin, for the crypto typeness. That one was funny.
I thought today's came out well. The Heathers with my big face and me holding the gun.
Yes. Yes,
it's over on Twitter. It'll be up after the show on the thumbnail here. All right, so we got news. We got to keep going along here. What else are we looking at? Bitmain, IPO. I mean, is it? I mean, I don't know. I've heard stuff all over the place with this one. All right, so they got an IPO. It's an initial public offering. They're doing it over in Hong Kong. I don't know. I mean, just the fact, I mean, Hong Kong is, you know, part of China. They went back to China rule in 1996. So now here we are offering a cryptocurrency company shares publicly to a population that is not supposed to be able to trade or hold cryptocurrencies. And simultaneously, we're looking at Bitcoin Cash pumping up 20% yesterday. And this is all on the back of the news that we have no real news. We already knew that there was supposed to be this public offering. We have no timeline. We have no numbers of shares. We just have some more trading information. I mean, some more of their books, supposedly. I don't know. Publicity stunt. I mean, apparently the public offering is going to happen. You know, it's just, why are they doing this? Is it that they need funding? Do they got some new project coming up down the pipeline? Are they looking to make some super Bitcoin miner that's smaller than 7 nanometers? Or are we looking at a situation of the company's failing and they need money to get bailed out because of the Bitcoin Cash fiasco and them going and investing too much money? And now we're looking at Bitcoin Cash, even with a 20% pump, coming in a little bit over $500 when we were looking at it being quite a bit more than that. Mm-hmm. I mean, the last time I had anything to do with Bitcoin Cash, it was around $1,200, I think.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's down quite a bit as far as I know. I'd have to go look at the chart. Bitcoin Cash isn't one of those ones I keep up on. So it all depends on where you stand, on where you view this, if you even have any kind of a stake in the game. I guess the big concern is what kind of, you know, manipulation is this going to have on the overall market? Bitmain is a big name out here. There's no denying that, with them owning a good share of the miners, being or used to being one of the main producers of Bitcoin miners. Since they had went to ASICs, I mean, but now we're looking at other people producing miners. We're looking at miners getting a little bit cheaper from other companies. It's getting a little bit more decentralized. We're seeing mining in a lot of other places. I mean, technically, you could go and shut off China, and I mean, we'd have a little bit of a hiccup and a bubble in the Bitcoin mining statistics number, and it may take a little bit longer to get a couple blocks out, but then it would readjust. So we could do without China and Bitmain.
I don't remember that one little map that you would use and it would show all the Bitcoins. You know, I hated the noise because it was so horrible. But like, yes, it was just like, bloop, bloop, bloop.
Turkeys. Yeah, is that really? That's what you think? Yep, that's what they think about Bitmain.
Yep. It was slightly disturbing how many little coins were going to China. Like it was like, oh, okay. Oh, Bitcoin Crypto News Education says Wesley Snipes was in for 2 years. 2 years for tax evasion. 2.
I mean, to me, life and time are, I mean, that is your gift from, you know, the powers that be or whatever. That stuff is priceless. That's why I always think that the concept of selling, you know, your time for money, how can you say that somebody's time is worth what minimum wage is $8.10?
Here, yes, I think it's something
I mean,
like that.
so how can you say an hour of someone's life is worth so little? I mean, as far as I'm concerned, every hour of every life is on the borderline of priceless, because anything can happen in that hour. And I mean, 1 hour affects the next. So when you start selling off your time for money, then it affects the rest of your time that you're not at work. When do you actually get your time back? That is your life. Like, why are you wasting it?
Well, yes, but that's why you, if you went to prison, you would never go back. Like some people don't view it quite the same way. But I mean, yes, like it's the ultimate price, okay? They take away all your stuff, all your freedom. They let you rot in there.
All right, so moving on. We got New Zealand. All right, we know that they like cryptocurrency over there. It's where Crypto Lark is from, right?
Yes.
All right.
Almost positive.
They got a scammer over there. They're talking about a scam. They're posting it on their website, trying to tell people, educate people, try to help maybe direct people towards some tools to help them avoid scams. They kind of just state some of these obvious things about, you know, don't trust somebody that's promising you returns, cryptocurrency investments. You should seek some counseling or advice or something before you actually invest, you know, not investing more than you're willing to lose. No such thing as a guarantee, that kind of stuff. But they're looking at somebody over there reporting, they didn't give many details, $212,000 US they had invested in some scammers. I guess the scammers even went as far as contacting the individual separately
a couple of
times trying to get further investments.
And they did, I think he said, or something. It was like that, like they did it 2 or 3 times, but that they did get like at least one more, you know, deposit onto the website type of deal from the same person.
For me in the beginning, as soon as I started seeing like the mass number of places that promised, you know what I mean? When they started saying, invest this much and you'll receive 2% daily returns, or invest this much and you'll see 5% daily returns. And then I also had understood that cryptocurrency was volatile, and I had watched the price go up and down. I was just, how can you promise these returns? And then once I had seen that and I had continued, you know, with that same thought over and over again and applying it as a red flag, when I looked at these things, they all have that red flag. So I ended up not investing in it. A majority of them, it became one of my tools. If you see a counter counting down, trying to tell you that you have to hurry up and invest, don't invest. If you're looking at a site and they promise you anything in cryptocurrency, don't invest. There are no guarantees when it comes to this stuff. It is completely speculative. I mean, everything that's anything could go all the way to zero tomorrow. I mean, it is the far end of the spectrum of possibilities. But I mean, we did just see a Bitcoin bug not that long ago that a lot of people aren't necessarily taking as serious as we possibly should be taking. I mean, luckily nothing happened out of it. But just think of another cryptocurrency that hasn't been out here for 10 years that could have these dormant bugs that people aren't aware of, that are starting to collect, you know, millions and billions of dollars. That are you invested in? I mean, because there's a lot of people out there who keep saying diversification. And I know I've told you guys I've come all the way back to Bitcoin, but a lot of people are holding a lot of different cryptocurrencies. So scary space, scary stuff, wild, wild west. You never know when the bad guy's going to come run in with the black hat and start robbing the bank. You know, you don't want your money at the bank. You'd rather have it in the mattress, you know, hardware wallets.
Oh, Bitcoin Crypto News Education had to go. He had to run. Thank you for coming by.
Thanks, buddy.
And then we have Crypto Daddy is here now, and he says, great advice about the emotional investment push. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Remember, no one knows me. Like, I'm not on anything, right? Like, you can't find me. So people started calling like my grandmother and my father saying that I was in a car accident and all of this crazy crap. And my grandmother is like 85 years old. She was really about to send someone like $2,000 because they said they were my lawyer and I was in jail.
Yeah, they said that you had gotten into a car accident in Pennsylvania and that you had a DUI from a couple of glasses of wine and that they needed the money to bail you out of jail.
Yep, and supposedly my grandmother talked to someone.
This was like 2 years ago, right?
Yeah, it was like 2 or yeah. And she like talked to someone who was saying that they were me.
Yeah, there was 2 individuals on the phone, one to pretend to be the lawyer and then another female that was supposedly pretending to be you. And then your grandmother was just asking you questions and the girl wasn't answering them properly or didn't really necessarily sound like you. So
my grandmother called me and called my father and tried to find, and I was like, I'm right here. And then the other one was that my father had gotten told that our son, who was 14 at the time, had gotten into a car accident and was also in Pennsylvania. And it was like, really? Because he's at school now. Like,
I mean, it's just that I guess these things work, or else why would they continuously happen? And I mean, it's always easier to go out there and scam money than to go out there and sell your time for anywhere between $8 and $12 an hour in most cases.
See, it's that, I don't know, a lot of people think that scammers are very impersonal, just that email, just that one text, just that one something to see. I know now they're tricky. Now they're calling you back going, are you sure that you don't want to invest just a little more? Are you sure that you don't? I mean, this is the future. Are you sure? Like,
this is the future. Are you sure? All right. So let's move on. Last little bit of news I want to get to today. Pretty much just the news from yesterday, but I kind of want to talk about it for a moment and point out the few different directions. We're talking about Coinbase, right? They came out with that news about the altcoins, about them accepting altcoin applications and the potential for multi-million-dollar fees. We're seeing this split in 2 different directions when we talk about it in conversation. We're seeing the conversation that maybe Coinbase is going to be expanding their doors and allowing a lot of altcoins there and bridges of fiat into these cryptocurrencies, taking away from some of the power of Bitcoin, expanding the fiat bridges into all these different cryptocurrencies, making the cryptocurrency and altcoins a lot more legitimate and mainstream than what we're seeing. And then on the other side, we're seeing that this could just be a ploy where you're going to fill out these applications and pay these millions of dollars, and they're just going to get fatter pockets and take your application and put it through the shredder. Because they actually have no real intentions. This is just their public front to be able to say, yes, we're considering other blockchains here on our Coinbase platform so that we will be diversified and not just, right? So
I love the business. We're considering.
So I think this is a time going to tell situation. I mean, we have already heard that Coinbase was talking about adding a few different coins like Stellar and OX, and then people are supposedly beating down the door telling them that they have to add Ripple. I think Coinbase is going to be one of these things that's going to be a wait and see, but I think by the time anything actually really does come out of them, the power of Coinbase has been becoming less and less as we're continuing to see other exchanges and bridges like Kraken and Gemini and Robinhood and all of these other ones.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like it was. Before it was Coinbase or nothing, or you're going to local Bitcoins.
Local Bitcoins. Yes.
So, I mean, if those were your options, 90% of us went with Coinbase unless you were Tone Vase and you decided to go meet some guy in an alley somewhere with a suitcase full of money. I went to Coinbase. I was like, here's my debit card. Give me $5 a day. Let me see what this stuff's all about.
Oh, my Lord. Okay. So JT Irby says scammers are the lowest of the low. Yes. And then
it's part of the problem with the cryptocurrency space. I mean, if you took all of the scammers out, we'd probably be 3 years further along than what we are right now.
Can you imagine if you got rid of all the ICOs from last year and actually put all of that money and all of that stuff into real things? Oh, my Jesus.
No, Samantha, you could upset people with that. Some of those ICOs were real projects.
Yeah, they're still really tweeting about it, but okay. Yes, and then the Fundy AU says that my biggest concern about that this kind of thing is the drop in privacy. They can get more realistic as scammers the more they know about you. And yeah, it is. I mean, that's why the one didn't work with my family, was because
Samantha has no social media.
Yeah, they didn't have any kind of real information on me. Like, yes, that was some like city like clerk of court lookup of like family ties. They had nothing. It wasn't like they were listing off, you know, my dog's name going, it's in the pound, and, you know, she's in the prison. Like, it's nothing. They had nothing.
Wrench of that heart.
Yep. JT Irby says ZRX will be listed for sure. Lots of Coinbase ties. And JT Irby also says Ripple won't get on Coinbase. The CEOs hate each other.
Mm-hmm. I mean, there's lots of controversy there with the Ripple getting added to Coinbase and not. And I mean,
it's the same. I mean, it's good and it's bad. It's always good and it's bad. I don't know why it is always good and bad. But
I don't know. When you get to the point where you're just like wanting to be in Bitcoin and you're not necessarily trading and holding all of this stuff, it seems like it's like reading the tabloids. Yeah. You know, I mean, it's news and it's happening and it's out there, but speculatively, I could care less what Coinbase does. I could care less what Ripple does. Ripple could go back up to $3 for all I care. It's not going to make me FOMO into dumping all of my Bitcoin into it. And Coinbase could pair up with Ripple or not. I could care less. I mean, Coinbase could go and add 30 altcoins and add fiat bridges, and it could bring the BTC dominance down because a bunch of money goes flooding to altcoins, and it's still not going to make my hand waver. So to me, this is tabloid news. I mean, it's interesting, and it's something you should always keep your eye on so that if something does happen, you can see down the road where the path has been leading to make that happen. But at the same time, I mean, what am I going to do about Coinbase? They can do whatever they want to do. That's the part of a free market. And even when you go into the cryptocurrency market, it becomes even more free. And anybody can do anything they want to do. And that's how a good ideal is going to get traction and bad ideals are going to fall to the wayside.
Yep.
The cryptocurrency market, you know, values projects of value that add, you know, more to the network, that make the network better. That's why Lightning Network is taking off so quickly. That's why so many people are opening up channels, developing nodes on top of regular Bitcoin nodes, figuring out ways to collect interest on it and what should be the standard. There's probably a lot of people out there that are working for no money right now on Lightning because they know that once they get some more of this developed, they're going to be on there making money.
Crypto Daddy asks, what kind of coffee do you drink?
What do we got today?
It's Maxwell House.
Maxwell House. What's our creamer?
The creme brulee from the Coffee Mate.
2 sugars. All right, you guys. I really appreciate you guys coming by. I really appreciate you guys having a cup of coffee with me, talking a little crypto, seeing what I got to say and what I'm thinking. I mean, I may not be a Bitcoin guru, but I've been here for 2 years in the cryptocurrency space, and it's done good things for me so far. One of the main reasons I'm out here, though, is that I got to always promote my free email help desk service. It's not going to cost you 0.1 Bitcoin, 0.01 Bitcoin, or anything like that. My services are absolutely free. I love cryptocurrency, and I don't want to see anybody get scammed. I figure that's the worst thing about this cryptocurrency space. I think everybody has to give a little bit of themselves in order to help cryptocurrency grow and gain some mass adoption so that we can move away from this US dollar and fiat cash into cryptocurrency, which is the people's money for the people. So please shoot me those emails if you got those questions. Let me know what you got going on. And, you know, I want to help you as best I possibly can. If I don't have the answers, I'll go out there and find them for you if I can. Below, I got all kinds of tools and links to help you figure out these cryptocurrency markets, because a cryptocurrency education is one of the best things you can do for yourself for understanding the space out here and not getting ripped off. I also have donation-only addresses to help support this channel if you got the extra crypto, but I'd rather have you give it to that EDC fund, help us get out there and do some legwork. Spread the word of Bitcoin to some people. I feel it'll be very receptive to it. I'm thinking of it like a carbon offset. I think Samantha finds this one funny. I find it funny too, but at the same time, it is really that kind of an ideal. I know you guys are busy. I know you guys have, you know, lives that take up a lot of time. And then when you do have your free time, you know, and you're not punching that time clock, selling your soul pretty much for a few fiat dollars, and you're spending it with your family, you don't want to get out there and have to do this kind of stuff. But we're going to make it a workation, right? You're excited. I'm excited. I think it'll be a great time. I'll bring you all kinds of photos and videos of that, getting real close to that goal. We're supposed to be $160 away. So, I mean, we got 30 days or so. Thank you, everybody, for all of your donations. I want you to go out there. I want you to have a great day. All right, you guys, there's no reason not to. And remember, keep your BTC safe.
Bye, guys.